This episode is brought to you by Laguna Motors. We make car buying easy. Why waste time with Craigslist clowns and sled lots with trailer offices? Buy with ease. Buy with confidence. Come down to beautiful South Orange County and buy from Laguna Motors. Follow us at Laguna Motors or visit us at lagunamotorsoc.com. That's lagunamotorsoc.co. M as in Mandy. William, Mother effing Henderson, where you at?
June 14th, I will be at Back to the Grind in Riverside, California with the Buddy System at the Undergrind Comedy Show. Always a good time. I'm on the first show, 8:30, with some other good comics, so come out for that. June 25th at the Ontario Improv is the finals of the Next Best Comedy Contest. 10 comics made it. One will leave the champion with a paid spot in July and a $100 prize. So come out and support your favorite comic if you have one on there. I think that's all I got for now. Where are you going to be, brother?
June 13th, I'm in Upland, California at the Level Up Comedy Show with Stephanie Michelle. It's at A&G Collectibles. Tickets are $10. June 19th, I'm at 19th Street Pizzeria with Cody Dekker. It's an open mic, one item minimum. I'll be there co-hosting. It's our first time there, but they got some bomb pizza, some comic specials that they're working on. Should be a good time. Come out. That's in Rancho Cucamonga. Then the 23rd, I'm in Pasadena, California. I should stop saying California. I don't go anywhere else. I'm at the Ice House.
Yeah, it's like, we'll tell you what state it's in if we leave California.
Yeah, you will know what state it's in. I will have posted it 90 times. But I'm at the Ice House on June 23rd, 7 p.m. show, 2 item minimums, $8.50 tickets. June 25th, I'm at the Ontario Improv, final leg of the Next Best Comedy Contest. Am I going to win? Probably not. Is it going to be a good show? Definitely. So come out for that. No cover, 1 item minimum at the Ontario Improv. And that's going to round out the end of my month. So, yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
All right, man. Cue the music.
Hadouken! He's on fire! Come here!
It's me! Listen!
What's up, guys? We are at another episode of Gameboiz. We are just a few days out from E3. Sitting here with
Oh my god.
across from me in his Mayville Wildcats shirt.
Shout out, holla, Mayville
Mayville
Wildcats 989.
Is that really
That's the area
the
code.
area? That's crazy because nearby is 909.
Yeah, that's way cooler to say. 909, 989.
Mr. William Henderson,
Hello.
as per usual, at
Yeah.
Slim
Hello.
Henderson. And we have our first guest ever, Mr. Cody Dekker.
Oh my god.
Hi, Cody.
Hi.
He's co-hosting 19th Street Pizzeria with me, Comedy on 19th. So come out for that. We have our first guest, and again, we're what are we? 1 week now from E3?
We are less than a week.
Less than a week
They're gonna
out.
do some briefing shit. They're kind of doing shit all week, but like the real shit doesn't start till like Tuesday.
This is when they announce like mobile games and like remakes and
Those
stuff.
games you don't give a fuck about.
Mobile games are like what we were talking about last episode of like over promotion. When the promotion's too good, I know what you made is garbage.
Yeah, when you have Arnold Schwarzenegger on your fucking Mobile Strike commercial, it's like, all right, that game sucks for sure.
Yeah. They always look so sick though. I'm like, dude, you got me. What console is this on? iPhone 7? Fuck.
I'm out.
Do you guys play mobile games?
I do.
I've played Roblox. I've played a few of them, but yeah, I think the problem is just I like smaller phones, and it's difficult to use games or control games with a smaller screen.
They make like the little controller things that you can put on them. They sell them at like Walmart and
yeah,
shit.
but I can't just keep that in my pocket, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not walking around with a backpack. I'm not fucking 20.
The fucking new Elder Scrolls mobile game is dope.
Blades?
Yeah. All right.
You guys are making uncomfortable comments. I didn't even know that there was a mobile game.
Yeah, it's great.
That's the...
It's a dungeon crawler. It's cool.
Nice. So, okay.
Do you have different opinions of this?
I mean, I don't play mobile games because I already have a problem, so I don't want to take it in my life when I leave. And then I'm not paying money for, like, you hit the skeleton with a sword.
You don't have to pay for it.
It's free?
Yeah.
Oh. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I don't play mobile games I have to pay for. I might have paid, $1 for a game at one point.
I've definitely paid for like those Flappy Bird-esque kind of games, like $1 for like click. Like I paid for Temple Run. That was fun.
Nope. I thought like if I thought it was gonna be like a good game. Oh, like Plague Incorporated. Have you played this?
No.
But that game, I paid. It was like $2.
I think I remember seeing the.
Is that the one where you invent a disease to wipe out the human population?
Yeah, and then you can evolve it, have different traits and shit. It's dope. It's a good game. And so like that's like $2, but it's like anything more than like $2. I'm like, what is this? A PlayStation game? Get out of here.
That sounds like Spore, that game on PC. Have you guys played Spore?
Mm-mm.
Do you know
my friend did, where it was supposed to be the biggest thing, and then it was just nothing.
No, you started as
a spore.
You started as a single cell organism, and you just went through evolution very quickly. You mitosis and split, and then you double up. It's like building your ship, kind of, when you played those classic 2D scrolling shooter games, where you just pick shit up sometimes, and then you become bigger and more powerful, and then eventually you walk on land, and then it turns into like this RTS almost, where you're controlling cities and stuff from that aspect. It's very odd, very cool dynamic, but they just didn't have the technology to make it what it was.
And then you can see the aliens other people made, and it's just penises.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was hard to not make a cock. Like, everything was so
it's such an efficient shape.
Yeah, it's just an oval.
I mean, there's a reason to take a shape.
And then when
like
you
that.
make a bipedal, like, oblong thing, it's gonna just turn into a penis with legs. That's just how it works.
Dude, speaking of aliens, I think this was a pre-E3 announcement. Do you guys remember Kill All Humans?
Destroy All Humans?
Destroy All Humans? Yeah.
So you don't remember it, but he does.
I only played the demo.
What?
Yeah. And I loved it. It was one of those demos that I just played over and over again. It's like you had it on a disc. So
it
it's
had
just
like
I'm
a
just
whole
play
game you could play afterwards.
I know.
There was just a valley that the lasers burned into that disc because it just kept rotating on that game.
It was, like when you got the original Xbox, you used to get a magazine with it, and it would come with a demo disc every month. And that was one of them.
I had that for the original PlayStation.
Yeah. So, and I really loved that demo, but I was a kid. I didn't have money. I wasn't like, I wasn't a kid to go like ask my parents for everything.
Yeah.
Necessarily. Like I knew I knew what stuff I could ask for that was obtainable, and I knew what was just like out of the realm of possibility.
I mean, if your parents are against you getting violent video games.
No, it wasn't that. It was just the spending money. In general. Like, I just knew, like, I'm not going to ask them to spend $40 or whatever it was at that point on a game.
Yeah,
I'm just not.
My mom's the same way. It was never about content. It was just about the money. Because my mom bought me Grand Theft Auto 3.
And so, I mean, that's what drove me to, like, get a job. I'm like, I want to buy my own video games, dude. Like,
and now you're going to get...
I'm going to get the remake of Destroy All Humans.
As a man.
Out. Yeah, dude, I'm going to.
Your story arc is complete. Now you're going to get stabbed at the end and carried off by a dragon.
That's fine.
The game, it came with, like, two 50s movies that were, when you beat it, you would unlock them.
Oh.
And I thought it was a joke, and I just kept watching it. It's just an actual movie.
Wow. Is it like a movie that, like, just like a real movie that was made?
It's a it's a 50s movie that came out, and then I was like, it's gonna get funny.
So if you're into film noir,
those movies though were probably like, hey, this whole game, why you want to kill all humans? Because they made this shit.
Yeah.
Two shitty ass black and white movies.
Yeah, I mean, you see them like, and these were apparently scary when they came out, but you like shoot a laser, and then the guy's just standing there, and then he just fades away, and there's a skeleton, and the people go, "Ugh."
Hilarious.
And then it's like, it'd be called like The Ray Gun, and the whole movie's about one guy finds a ray gun, and he just starts shooting people. And that's the movie.
That's what I love about Mystery Science Theater. Like those movies are relatively recent, and they're fucking garbage. It's like, who allowed you to make this? Like, if I saw the final cut, I'd be like, we're gonna burn this. We're not gonna show it to anyone.
That's gonna be my first special. I'm gonna be like, let's record this, and then all of a sudden, nope. All right. How do we purge this from the world?
It's just like, dude, at least after you've made money from it. It's like,
no, you lose money on those things. No,
I'm going to need everybody to send, there's a mail-in rebate for your DVDs.
You get a free pair of pre-worn gamer guide glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, just promise people shit you don't have.
Yeah.
Well, no one sends in the rebate. That's the thing. They go in like, oh, I'll totally do it, and they're more okay with spending more money.
I know people that do.
You know people who actually get rebates?
Oh, yeah.
That's how they kill it in Michigan.
Yep.
Just grandma's cutting shit out.
I mean, my dad was definitely, he definitely did that.
What
He
did
was
he
a
get?
rebater?
What did he get from the
Absolutely.
rebate? Did he ever get something cool?
rebater.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did you ever get cool shit? Like you get a free RC car, or was it always just like?
I don't remember. I feel like it was mostly just like cash back. Probably.
That's the one to do, and I always tell myself I'm gonna, and I remember the day after it expired.
Yeah, that's it. They charge you $10 more than they expect, and then because you go and like, oh, I'll get the money back, and then you forget to do it, and then you've spent
It's
more
a
money.
fucking scam.
It is
That's
a
what
scam.
It's bullshit, and I should do it because every time that happens and money comes in, it's like a gift to me. Yeah, I understand I spent it, but it's like, oh, I wasn't expecting this money.
I feel like there aren't rebates. Like, there are no rebates. I don't see offers of mail-in rebates anymore.
It's mostly if you buy oil.
Yeah, no.
What?
And it's not
You
even
like motor oil.
It's not even a rebate
Really?
anymore. Sometimes it's just like just proof of purchase. Like, fill out and register this product, and then we'll send you a $10 gift card. You know, shit like that. Especially with electronics and
true.
stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's like you have a chance. It's like, we're not going to give you one for sure. It's like, maybe.
Oh, sorry, not this time. Next time. though.
Exactly. And then
Next year.
they don't have to send them out
That's-
ever.
When I was like building my PC, every part came with like a rebate, and I sent none of them back.
You could have probably built another
I could have
laptop.
saved like $60 if I sent them back.
You could have gotten the case you wanted and not the case you had to settle with.
I just stared at them, and I was like, I don't want to go to the office, the post office, and that cost me $60.
Yeah.
So.
Well, speaking of which, it leads to our next ad read. Stamps.com. I'm just kidding.
That'd be nice.
Right? You enter code word WTF because that's what we thought when they sponsored. I just read this while I was pooping today that
Okay. That's a good intro.
you can save $20 off 12 months of you can save $20 for 12 months of PlayStation Plus if you get it by the 17th of this month.
Yeah, these are the days of play.
Yeah.
That's one of the deals.
So
Yeah. I'm going to go to GameStop this afternoon.
right after
I'm
this.
going to get God of War. That's on sale for $20. I've been waiting for it to drop down to $20. I knew it was going to at some point, and now it has.
I like the story of the new God of War.
Is it good?
I don't have a PlayStation, so I can't play it. So I had to look up the cutscenes on YouTube.
Jesus fucking Christ. What are you doing with
I'm
your
not going to
life?
spend.
No, I understand. But it's like I don't know. I don't know. That's so strange to me to watch a video game. Like, I'll watch like on Twitch sometimes, but usually not God of War.
Because what
Not
happens
a
is
game
I'm like,
that.
well, I don't have a place, but like if I'm not sure if I want to play a video game, I look up a random like gameplay scene,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, well, I've already seen this, and I end up just watching. And it's like, oh, I know the story, so I'm not going to buy it. And I save $60. So
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
well, then because I buy a game I don't like, and I just wasted $60. Sekiro.
Our first guest is someone who doesn't like playing video games.
I'd rather watch than play.
The ones that are like movies, and they have God of War has like 15 hours of cutscenes.
That's fine.
That's like that. Like
Don't
that.
you want to play everything in between Rosencrantz and Guildenstern? Jesus.
That's when he's talking.
Yeah.
You don't want to fuck shit up?
Not real. I mean, I don't know. When like growing up, I was like my friends would play God of War, and like he's so angry.
Oh, that's
and
true. No, he and I were having this conversation before that he was playing Kill All Humans, Destroy All Humans, and he didn't want to destroy the humans, so he's fucking weird.
Well, I'm pro-human, so like I know, but I'm still.
Every video game kills people.
But they,
There's-
yeah, but like,
Minecraft,
The good ones.
Roblox kills people.
yeah, I mean, do they?
Gran Turismo. I'm sure you can
Look, I'll
come
tell
into
you-
the pit too quick.
When I would play Grand
Game
Theft
over.
Auto, I would role play as a paramedic. That's what I would do in those games.
I mean, somebody's got to be a healer, right? Fucking boring.
That- I mean,
we
that's-
can't all be tanks.
That's my class in multiplayer games. Healer.
Everybody wants to
Healer.
be a hunter.
Yeah, nobody wants to fucking. That was the worst role to play in Overwatch. Was the healer? You're like, all right, I'll just run around and help you. Now that's kind of what I do in real life. Just run around and help you.
You're having a realization right now.
A little bit existential midlife crisis. It's terrible. What else is on sale for Days of Play?
Days Gone,
Days Gone.
$40.
That's a game that I codied. I just watch videos about it because it's like, oh no, there's zombies. Bring the horde. Run away from the horde. And it's like, all right, got it.
I don't know. I have a buddy that's playing it, and he says it's pretty fun. It's like
probably
an RPG.
more fun than Kingdom Hearts 3.
Probably. Yeah, that's probably a safe bet.
Rude. If that's on days of play, don't buy it, guys.
Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
The only zombie game I've liked is Dying Light. Because that's like a parkour game, too.
Yeah, that looks dope.
It's first person, and then the people making the sequel are the ones who did New Vegas.
I don't think you've played Fallout, huh, Mr. Henderson?
I've played a little bit, but not like extensively, no.
I have Fallout 4. You should try that eventually when you're done with the show. Have you been playing it at all?
Yeah, I've been playing it.
Is that your space filler when we can't posse up?
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, I'll still play by myself. I don't give a fuck, dude. To get my dailies done, bruh.
Yeah. What else is on sale? Any racing games? I think I asked you before, or anything that you would give a Gameboiz stamp of recommendation that you or are considering?
I'm trying to find the list again.
No. Oh, you're really far from finding the list. Got it.
Fuck off.
Got it. I was just asking.
Oh, Spider-Man's $20, so I would definitely buy that if you haven't played
for
it yet.
sure.
Battlefield 5, only $24.99. $23.99, so $24. Kingdom Hearts 3, $36.
But let's be real. If you jump into Battlefield now, you're just cannon fodder. You're not gonna.
Nah, you'd be
You're
okay.
gonna get worked.
Dude, you should. And then you can play Firestorm with us.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that.
Battle
That sounded
Royale.
dope.
It's fun. It's good. Resident Evil 2, the remake for $35.99 if you're into that.
Play it in VR. No, which one did we play in VR?
Resident Evil 7.
Right. That's dope. Oh, you should have brought that and we'd change Cody's life.
I'll let you borrow it anytime you want.
Play
You can take it away from me. I feel like it's haunted. I feel like I can't sleep
It's
right.
like a Jumanji.
You did
It's
exactly-
Like, good luck playing that game.
You did exactly what I was afraid of you doing when I was playing the VR set, and you videotaped me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I didn't touch you yet.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, $23.99. But not a ninja game.
No.
Speaking of ninja games, though, Sekiro, $47.99, a little bit.
I was really disappointed by Sekiro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why?
How so?
Wait, did you play it?
Yeah.
Right.
I was disappointed with those cutscenes.
Well, did you play Dark Souls?
No.
Oh, well, I mean, okay.
But I read that that's kind of what people were expecting. More of like a Dark Souls
'cause
feel. And Bloodborne.
And it would have like, you'd see these orbs and you go find them and they're like hard to get. And you get them and you find, oh, in Dark Souls you find a new weapon, you find new armor. But there's no new armor or weapons in Sekiro. And what you end up finding is a pebble you can throw at enemies that does no damage. And I found like 40 of those. And I just stopped exploring because every time I explored I'd find, and I kept thinking like, I must have to collect like 100 of these and something's going to happen.
Right.
And then nothing happened. And then you just hit a guy with your sword, and then you block, and then that's the game.
Huh. Interesting.
Zero Ninja.
Special moves?
I mean, there are, but then it's like, they cost like these, like, this spirit emblems to use, and you get 15, and if you want to use like an axe, that costs 2. So you can use like you can use special attacks like maybe 4 times. So if you're fighting a boss, you can't really use them at all. Because you can use it to get like half their health down, and then you have to rely on your sword and your dodging and stuff. So
interesting.
It kind of discourages you from like doing anything, because if you explore, you find a pebble, and if you try to use like a special attack, you can use it twice, and it does like 5 more damage than just hitting them with your sword.
So I made a good decision on not buying that
yeah.
not ninja game.
I'm upset that it's not cheaper on sale now.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised. I thought they'd be like 15 now. I don't know how
games are never $15, not new games.
Well, if you get a PC.
No.
I got the Witcher series for $5.
You know
the
how
Witcher's there is some The Witcher are really cheap. I actually want to get The Witcher 3.
I have it
PlayStation
on my
4.
Oh.
Well, I mean, what are you going to let me borrow your whole laptop?
I mean, I can't use it for like
it's
until
just
I get
his battle station, so.
The graphics on that are like, I would just walk around and I was just stunned by how amazing it looks. And then they're playing like chanting music.
All right, I'm going to buy that too. That's
always
it
on sale?
It's always $20. It's like perpetually $20.
Especially now that it's going to have a series, right? It is The Witcher.
Is
it
really?
Making a Netflix series on
with
it,
Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
That almost made me die. That sounds dope as fuck.
What else did
Well, 'cause
Henry
it's based
Cavill
on
play?
a
He was
book.
Superman, right?
Yeah, that was his whole thing. Yeah,
Sexy.
I didn't like him as Superman.
I
didn't mind him. I just didn't like the movie.
Nobody likes those movies.
Yeah, fair enough.
Especially Superman 2, where they're like, we have to turn back time, and then he just flies in the opposite direction and
I feel like
spins the earth around.
Those were better than like Man of Steel, though.
Well, because at least those were like comic books.
Yeah, comic booky.
And then
that's
in
what
Man
I
of
want.
Steel, they're like, "What if Superman was real? We'd all fucking hate him."
And we're
you're
like, no, that's stupid though. But the Dark Knight, that shit's dope. We're like, because that seems like, oh, if this was, I mean, if somebody had an unlimited amount of money and resources, sure,
yeah,
fuck it. I can suspend my disbelief a little bit there. But it's like Superman. All right, dude, you're a little far fetched.
Yeah. The suspension of disbelief is rough in Arkham, though, when you let me borrow, and it's like one.
Oh yeah,
Batman doesn't kill, and
Those
then he
video
just starts
games.
like slams a guy's face into.
Yeah,
I
I landed on him,
I
and
love that.
dude's dead.
The
He's
video-
dead.
yeah.
3 of them dead.
Yeah. The Batmobile's dope as fuck though, huh?
The controls are a little wonky.
Yeah,
but
it is hard to control, but it's fun as hell.
Yeah, the idea that you are this dark star on wheels that can just go through everything. Just this
It's a
fucking
tank.
dense. It's worse than a tank.
It's so
I'm like,
great.
dude, is this what they took out the buildings in 9/11 with? Because that thing is just going through everything, and that's kind of what makes it tough.
That's
to
what
roll.
happened at Tower 7.
Is the Batwing.
Batmobile.
Yeah, it wasn't even an explosion. It was Robin stole the Batmobile. But yeah, and then fucking Cody and I were talking about like the gun, his grapple hook. How much cable do you have in there? How heavy is this gun?
It's like the size of a phone, and he uses it to cross county blocks. And I never noticed it until he pointed out. I'm like, that's like you can tell me someone has superpowers, but if you tell me like, oh, he shoots a cable, I'm like, how much cable? Where does he store it?
That's
Yeah,
fair.
There's so many logistics that like Spider-Man's fine. It's fibrous and it's spider-like and it starts as a fluid. Cool,
Yeah, he
but,
has a superpower.
but you make it a gun with an explosive. It means he's shooting a hook and a cable out of something, and it's not
Yeah, so I'm like, where's the gas being stored?
exactly
Like if you tell me like Superman can shoot lasers from his eyes, okay. Batman shoots a cable from his hand. How does
you know
the
what
cable
they should
work?
say it is? It's an electronically activated carbon nanotube grapple hook.
If you just say like vaguely scientific words, I'll be like, fine,
Because
that's okay.
It's not vaguely.
I bet
it
you
makes
they
sense.
would if you sent them an email. I'm sure that they would get
Tell
right back.
tell the makers of Batman to.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna send me back a reply going, "We know."
Well,
Just we already did
we
it.
don't care. That game's $15 at GameStop now, so we literally don't give a shit.
What is it a? It's called a. It's not even called like a bat grapple hook, a bat roll pull hook, is it? Everything else has bat in front of it,
Yeah,
but
no,
it's a grapple
it's a
gun.
grapple.
Grapple, yeah.
It's a grapple bat. No,
Well, because he didn't make that one. I think that was like,
That's already been invented.
yeah, like he has the Bat computer, and I guess he built that. But
right, but
He just
also
bought a
people
grapple hook.
have planes too, and it's still the Batwing. Like
well, because he made the Batwing.
even the U.S. Army has a wing, and they're like, no, it's a U-2, and he's like, Batwing. That's dumb. Fucking Batman needs a PR.
He's such a fucking hater, dude.
Fucking rude.
It's so ridiculous.
Because the game is so fun. It is really
It's
fun.
great.
And
But I don't like. I think we talked about this like a long time ago, but I don't like the part about it where it's so like militarized.
mhm.
It's like everybody has guns. It's like, what the fuck? That's what I liked about Spider-Man when you're like just going into like jewelry stores and fucking up people trying to rob it. I love that shit. That's superhero shit to me. But then like all these just like armies of people invading the city, it's like, okay.
See, they're like, it's just thousands of
Yeah,
criminals are
and-
now in the entire city.
Yeah, and I'm going to take down the whole city.
in 24 hours.
Not even that. Over the course of one night. Dude, the game before this literally takes place on Christmas Eve. It's like, oh, I played this for 60-something hours probably, and it's like, and it's one day. Like, no way. And it's just...
Well, they made Arkham Asylum, and then they just had to keep making Arkham Asylum, which you haven't
It's so
played.
good. It's so good. I can't believe you haven't played
No,
that.
I played
them
the
all.
demo.
I don't even like... I hate superhero movies, but when it comes to games, those games are fucking awesome.
And it justifies why do only a couple enemies have guns? Well, they're in prison.
That's all they had. Why'd they run out of bullets? Because that's all they had.
Mm-hmm.
I also like how if you find an enemy with a gun, you like it's a legitimate well, you can't fight that guy in hand-to-hand combat because if you try to, they'll just shoot you. and you lose like half your health.
Then you're no longer Batman.
Well, Batman
I
isn't
don't know what to tell
bulletproof.
you.
Yeah, dude.
His suit is.
Get your shit
You
straight.
see that shit, dude? There's
In
so
the newer, in Arkham Asylum, it's just like the spandex like suit, and they can say carbon nanotubes or whatever, but
Nanotubes.
that's gonna be this episode's nanotubes.
Carbon nanotubes.
They're like, what are these fuckers talking about now?
So smart.
Dumbasses.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, no, I do enjoy Batman. It's fun.
Yeah.
But again, the suspension of disbelief is that's always, I think that's the problem of that game with me. Like, it looks great, it looks fun, but once I start playing, I'm like, yeah, but
God, you're fucking.
why is the Joker beating the shit out of Batman right now? He's a fucking ninja. That always kills it for me.
that's what I loved about the Dark Knight. When like, oh, how's the fight against Batman and the Joker gonna go? And the Joker like sicks some dogs on him and just starts beating him with a crowbar. And it's like, wow, all those decades of learning martial arts, and that's
great.
He
Batman
never
gets fucked up.
he never learned to fight off dogs, dude. They didn't have dogs in Mongolia or wherever the fuck he went.
I think he went to Tibet. They'd
Close enough.
They'd probably make him kill his dog at the end of that. They're like, all right, kill it, dude.
It's like what's that movie? The special agent movie?
Oh, the Kingsman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kill your dog.
God,
That's
that movie
right.
was so good.
It was. Did you see the second one?
No, I think I bought it, but never watched it.
It's fun.
that's the worst thing you could do is buy something and not do it.
I do that.
Dude,
all
I have
the
a
time.
box full of shit that I did that with. Okay. So many games there that I
PlayStation
haven't
games.
touched.
That's it. I buy like 4 games and I've been playing them for the past 4 years.
You have a problem.
I mean, yeah, that's why I don't.
That is
Dude.
that is crazy. But you play on PC, right?
Yeah, so like
that's
there's
different.
they have mods for them, and then
Yeah.
like a new mod will like overhaul the game. So like, well, I have to replay it, and then I do, and then I'm like, oh, 700 hours on this game.
So that's
not
what you
good.
do on like GTA Online. Like, I have the paramedic mod. I want my through the air.
Yeah.
Can you do a backflip in an ambulance?
In
Is that
Grand
a
Theft
thing?
Auto.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I thought he was gonna be like, yeah.
2 is standard per jump. Deal. Fucking. All right.
Speaking of superheroes, have you heard anything about the new Avengers game? They're probably gonna wait on that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's been gameplay released for the new Star Wars game.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
It was very
too
little,
early. How's it
very
look?
little.
How's it look?
It looks cool.
Is it when
But-
you say is it?
It was like engine footage.
Oh,
what did we
not
call
actual gameplay.
Yeah, I don't know. They called it gameplay footage, but it didn't.
they
They
call
showed a
it,
cutscene.
it looked like cutscenes. Yeah.
And there's actual gameplay footage. You can't sue us. We can say whatever.
What does that mean? They should do like actual beta gameplay footage.
It was cool. Like it showed the guy he had a little robot that like climbed up on his shoulder.
Oh, so
No.
you have a companion
You
bot?
have a companion
Is
bot.
it?
Okay.
Are you playing as like in the main movies, or is it like its own separate story?
He would know a little better as far as the timeline goes.
Maybe I should have watched it.
Okay, so this
Well, I mean, you know when the game's going to take place, though.
I think it's post episode 9,
Post-
I guess.
No, I thought
Right.
it was post Order 66.
Sick. What am I?
Oh, is
1,
it going to be
2,
the Clone
3.
Wars? Or is...
It's between.
I don't know about that.
It's wow. I'm all mixed up. Yeah, so it's right when like Anakin kills the youngins, and they're like, "All right, let's fucking kill the Jedi."
They try
And
to-
then you
there's
have
one left over.
Yeah, you have like a kind of like a Yoda almost, like a straggler was just off world. Like this is what was read to me basically.
We're going to
Killing the
find out
youngins.
in November.
Is a much better way of saying when he killed all those kids.
Kill all those children.
He killed the youngin.
Look,
That's not as bad.
All
He
right,
can be redeemed.
everyone hates him and everything, which is cool, but those kids were armed. Like they weren't exactly defensive.
No, they weren't.
And honestly, without that moment, you don't have the first 3 movies. So
Or Rogue One. Which
It had
gave
to
us-
happen.
Rogue One gave us the Darth Vader we deserve.
Rogue One was
okay?
awesome.
It was so good.
Yeah, especially that ending.
I know they were gonna make a Star Wars called 1313 where you played as Boba Fett, but you played in the center of a planet and where it was like this criminal city, and the gameplay was like take cover, shoot your lightsaber, and you would fight Force users, but that was like a big boss, and you had to be clever about it.
Hmm.
And then they just canceled it.
Scrapped it.
They were,
Oh,
and then
sounds
they
like a great game.
and then
It
they
does.
made that one where it's multiplayer and you run around and you shoot and then
Battlefield.
yeah. They made-
Battlefront.
Battlefront. There's
Which was
too
fun.
There's too
It
many
was dope.
games.
It was really dope.
Did that have a story mode?
No,
Which
not
is
that I
dumb,
played.
because they scrapped people making a campaign only game to make an
Dude,
online only.
But
game.
imagine how hard it would be to make a Star Wars campaign that fit into the universe.
Well, you played as Boba Fett before he became Boba Fett, like as a young bounty hunter.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
But
Well, we
he-
talked about a game like that, sort
So,
of like
yeah.
your upcoming or
Yeah.
like Boba is someone already, and you're kind of just along the same path.
I'd rather you play it as a nobody in like a different setting in the realm of Star Wars, and and then
and really you don't intertwine with like the story of the movies. Yeah, that would be the way to do it.
My ideal bounty hunter game would be like you're just some guy, you fight some people in the Star Wars universe, and like maybe there's a Force user, and it's such a serious threat that you would just avoid him. And because like
you hear rumors.
Yeah, and it's like you gotta run. Like there's like you can't do anything. What are you gonna do? Shoot him?
That's how you move to the next chapter of the game. You know.
Yeah,
like an empire moves in or some shit.
And then you got to flee the empire, and then you go from it'd be like Red Dead, but
once again, writing games for you fucking developers, dude. That's all we do here.
Yeah, and then there's a twist that like you start getting jobs for like to take out people like Darth Vader and whatnot, and it turns out it's the Jedi Council secretly just feeding you, trying to kill them like more indirectly, but Jedis are all like, oh, let's do this about peace.
Oh, some
Mace Windu doing some Nick Fury bullshit where he's paying some Dark Lord to kill another Dark Lord, and you're like, wait, what? Why is the Jedi Council doing this? That would be great.
And then they imply like, oh, maybe you're Force sensitive, but that's also part of them manipulating you, and it turns out, no, you are just some guy.
No, that's too deep and rude. Wow. Hey, man, you might be powerful. Just kidding.
See, what I want to know is if this Fallen Order game is going to have an online.
That's dope. Yeah, walk us through it. So what did you see? Like...
I mean, they didn't release any details. It was just clips, and it was just like a lot of lasers. I saw like some
first
flying,
person, third person.
I mean, like I said, it was like cutscene.
It went like every Star Wars teaser where it's like space engine, blaster, lightsaber ignites. Star Wars.
Yeah, you see him like running up a wall with fucking a lightsaber. Like it's not gameplay for like they lied. Let's be real. They lied about it. It wasn't like it was probably
it was in-game footage.
That's probably a better way to put it. Yeah, it looked like a cutscene, or like I don't know. Maybe they're doing it in a way where it's very cinematic. That's possible too. But that's not how I envisioned like third person.
Yeah,
like your bat and like your HUD.
People definitely want like a Knights of the Old Republic
style gameplay, yeah.
And I think that's what the community has wanted for a while.
But also, I want a VR version.
Yes.
So
Beat Saber's not good enough. I need
the intro would be having you put it would look like a flight helmet. That
that's dope.
And they sell that with the collector's edition.
Oh yeah, you could have a special VR one that looks like.
Fund it.
X-wing.
Slide me a 20.
That's
Star
dope.
Wars.
That's dope.
That would be so dope.
Or we could just make those.
Just decals. Yeah. Oh shit, we're giving away too many good ideas.
Yeah. I imagine that like the opening scene, if it is you putting on a flight helmet, it's like every pilot putting on a different, like the Naboo starfighter helmet. Everyone gets a different one. And it's just quick cuts to all of them, and then you get to play all of them. Like you get to fly whatever you want, and it's the whole world. But you're not main story.
Choose your helmet, and then that's how you.
It definitely like, dude. We were talking about this. Like, if you have an adventure game like this, it almost needs to be like an open world game at this point. Like it has to be.
Oh, this is how that scene ends. Everyone putting their helmet on, and you're like, this is all good. And then right at the end, dude puts his stormtrooper helmet on. And you're like, I can be bad? Oh, let's do this.
Well, you can play as the good guy. Yeah.
You can choose one or the other.
Yeah, you can play a stormtrooper and you can follow orders, or
that
you can
should
rebel.
That should be the online of the Fallen Order.
Yeah, everyone puts in stormtrooper helmet.
That's what you need, dude. You need that like faction versus faction. That was what was so great about WoW. Like Horde versus Alliance. Like that dynamic added such a layer to the game.
I agree. That would make the bounty hunter game deeper too. If it was like Alliance versus Alliance, where the Jedis are pretending to be the good guys, and then
you had bounty hunters.
Yeah, you had bounty hunters doing Jedi jobs, and then we're just building fucking worlds for you.
So they're like projecting this aura of like we're non-violent, we don't do this, and then they're like sliding you like some space bucks and being like
they're being America. That's what they're doing.
I don't know what the currency is and stuff.
It depends on what planet you're on.
Republic credits always.
Oh yeah,
always. Your credits are no good.
Your credits are no good.
I only take money. What did he call it?
I only take money.
He called it something.
Jedi tricks.
Then fucking Anakin over there. Are you a princess? Are you an angel?
You an angel, you fucking dweeb.
Yeah.
I like that they showed that Darth Vader was like this socially awkward kid who didn't know how to hit on girls.
They did a very like
I don't know if that was intentional.
I needed to know that about him.
Well, I think they wanted you to like sympathize with him, kind of, which is. But as you know, I don't know. I don't know if I wasn't privy enough when I first saw that to be like, oh, that's Darth Vader. I was just like, that's just some kid.
Same. Yeah, I don't know if I knew that like it's not something you address, you know, like at the forefront of your mind. It's always something right in the back. But I think I was just too distracted by the pod races, by the double-edged lightsaber to notice any of that bullshit.
You know what's weird is that like while the original Star Wars is dramatic because of like I'm your father, it's like
that's that's the biggest moment, right?
Yeah,
in cinema history.
Probably. But like if we would have known that backstory first, I think that would have been a way more dramatic moment.
Oh, I mean, if the prequels actually came out first, and then it's like, and then it'd be like an okay series that gets good as it goes.
Right. But it was, I don't know, it was like, while that was definitely dramatic, and like for the time, I'm sure it was like, what the fuck? Like, but if you had like more build up to that, where it's like we knew that was his father, but Luke still didn't know, we would be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just how I feel. Like I understand
like
why they did what they did.
If he went, that's not possible, and he was like, "You're right, I'm kidding," and then just let him continue believing it's not possible, and just
knocked him off the
Those two old dudes fighting with broomsticks really hurts my soul. Now that we've gotten good lightsaber battles.
Is that what they did back then?
I mean, basically.
Oh yeah, the first lightsaber fight in the movie where they're just sort of like
they just painted over the stunt
at each other.
Yeah. And if you look before the remastered, you might only be able to get pre-remastered now on DVD. But there are shadows on the lightsabers on the walls, which is
like that doesn't make any sense.
Nope, not even slightly. So, but they fixed it since then. But I'm weird. I notice shit like that. You know, I'm looking for something to hate. I love this too much. I need to hate it a little.
What's your opinion on how lightsabers work? Like, what do you think about it?
Yeah, all the time.
How do you think they work?
It makes sense. So it's there's no hilt because the lightsaber can go through most materials with a little bit of resistance depending on thickness. It is still a beam. It's not necessarily a solid beam, but it's like a almost a magnet force, not a repelling, but a opposite force where they can collide and interact. Not like the Schwartz; they don't just curl around each other. And the reason that there's no hilt is why they fight the way they do. Like you can't trap a lightsaber with a hilt or anything. If you don't immediately move your arm out of the way, you're gonna get sliced. So that's why a lot of the martial arts in the world is flamboyant and flippy. It's because it's evasive. So. Yes, I've thought about this.
What the fuck? Did you do research? Or did you come up with this on your own? Because I feel like you should write a thesis.
No, honestly, I'm sure this is just how weapons work. I didn't
I mean, that makes sense.
But
yeah, that's the problem. Is it makes a lot of sense.
I don't know shit about I don't know shit about martial arts, but yeah.
Well, I've thought it down to like the construction of the blade.
You went into unarmed combat and how that relates.
And the reason why all and this is canon. The reason why lightsabers are red or the bad guys is because they get artificial kyber crystals because they
manufacture them.
Yeah, they're all fake, and so they project a very specific color of light in the hilt, and they do that because they don't want to travel to Mecca. I think you actually see where they get kyber crystals in Rogue One, I believe. It's the first city that they're attacking, and then they blow it up. So that's another reason why a lot of post Rogue One lightsabers are red is because they don't have kyber crystals anymore. They have to make them.
Oh, and the only blue one in the movie is like, oh, this is like an ancient thing.
Yeah. But the reason it also is in construction where like you for some reason have to manipulate and suspend the kyber crystal in the artifact while putting it together, and that's too much work, which is why Kylo Ren's lightsaber looks like shit.
That's why
it's all wires and.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
It looks like shit.
It's the beams aren't clean. When you get up close, there's a very specific hum that a clean construction lightsaber is supposed to give. And when you listen to Kylo's, it's like it's emitting something. It's like
it's like a jagged sword.
yeah. It's more sword, and that's why he has a hilt, is because he's not evasive. His personality is very just hack / stab. He hasn't. It's a craft thing. It's like you don't have a hilt because you've learned the art. You know, like you don't fuck with that dude with cauliflower ear because that's just he's learned the art. Like so. His lightsaber represents his progression through the Force and how he can manipulate.
But it looks dope.
It's different. That's why it looks dope.
All
But
right,
yes,
that's fair.
I agree.
The only problem with lightsabers is why does that light stop?
Okay, here's my theory on this.
You guys set me off on a Star Wars tirade.
Okay, so did you play Halo?
Yeah.
Because they had energy swords, and the way they
Dude, what the fuck? Oh shit! I just dropped my goddamn.
Oh, well, you got paper in your coffee.
It's alright. I don't know. I'm bleezy.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
So they explain it as like it's the energy sword is plasma held in a magnetic field. So my theory is the kyber crystal with whatever energy goes through it projects plasma, and then a magnetic field keeps it in place, and that's why the swords clash. It's the magnets.
Where does the magnetic field come from?
The thing. The
And
hilt.
is it always there? How does it have specific length?
That's what that hum is the magnetic field like projecting.
You can you can also adjust,
so it creates an atmosphere
yeah.
A proper lightsaber
that's perfectly shaped every time.
You can adjust the length.
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
can you?
It's got like settings.
Is this a thing now?
Everyone's lightsaber has...
I think you're just making shit up.
No. This is definitely canon. Every lightsaber has a blade emitter adjustment, and there's a few Jedi and Sith that would manipulate that mid-battle to kind of give them an edge.
I love all these facts, and they definitely weren't a thing until like 2006.
All the cool ideas about Star Wars have come like after it came out. And then they're like,
of course. In 77, they were like, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just sci-fi.
Luke's lightsaber in the first movie, or I guess it's Obi-Wan's, it's basically a camera flash. They disassembled like 4 different camera flashes and put it together around a pipe, and it's like, that works.
I mean, dude, for the time, it's very impressive what they did.
It's still impressive.
What they managed to pull off, it's very impressive.
That's creativity.
It's like if you made like a Dungeons and Dragons, like if you were gonna make a fucking fantasy film, and you were just like, instead of making a big city, we're just gonna make it really small on a small scale. That would be so cool.
Genius. They made it about the story.
Is this coffee mine? Oh.
It's water.
It's water.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Never mind. I asked if you wanted coffee. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go. It's fine.
I was just asking.
Be our guest.
Be our guest. Put our service to the test.
That's okay.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum.
This is why I don't smoke weed with you guys.
This is just how we are.
Yeah,
this would terrify me.
We are sober as a bird.
Yeah. Look how much coffee is going around right now.
Just imagine us when we're alone.
No.
It's hot and heavy. Should we talk about
news?
The real important thing that we should be talking about?
Let's not talk
right
about
now?
nanotubes, guys. We have a guest. He's our current. He's our Jimmy in the field. He's gonna bring us.
We're gonna go to Cody Dekker on the end of the table here for a news report.
All right, so I looked up gaming.
Cody,
news.
good day. How are you today?
Doing good over here, George.
You got to take a longer pause though.
Right. Yeah, we are via satellite. We can't necessarily hear you.
I on the spot, I feel like I managed the best I could. All right, so there's no news recently. This is just stuff I've known
cool.
about.
All right, thanks for your report, Cody.
How's the weather today, William?
All the news articles are just like,
sports.
we're gonna announce stuff in like the next couple days.
Yeah.
Here's what I do know. Did you see the Cyberpunk, the cover for Cyberpunk 2077?
I did not.
What is that? I've heard of this game. I don't know what it is.
It's based on a basically like a D&D is, but it's Cyberpunk, and they're basing their game off that.
What kind? Is it like RTS? Like StarCraft?
The game,
yeah.
it looks like a first person shooter.
Huh.
And then you get you get an implant that lets you hold a gun, because in the future, like every gun has like an ID scanner on it.
Oh,
so if you want to be a criminal, you have to like get.
Oh, it's like fucking Altered Carbon.
Yeah, it's like.
Have you seen Altered Carbon on
No,
Netflix? So
no.
fucking cool.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's Cyberpunk. So a lot of it is based off this board game that came out. That's called Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay. Okay.
And the only problem people are having is like the city pretty much just looks like Grand Theft Auto.
Oh.
Because, Cyberpunk, you think it's all like cloudy and rainy all the time, but the developers are like, well, it wouldn't be rainy all the time. Like if you make a movie that's Cyberpunk, like Blade Runner, you can have it be rainy like for one movie, but like if you have an actual
The whole
world,
game, yeah, you're
eventually
like,
the sun has to come out.
Right.
But then they're like, but it's not dark, and you're like, well, the sun exists.
It's
still.
daytime and there's no clouds.
It's still.
But you could just have like smog. Because
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of machinery. That's kind of the idea, right?
But it's all
like,
steam powered.
That's what, because Marvel did
Is
a
that-
Cyberpunk.
that saves the
series.
world.
Well, I think the idea of cyberpunk is if steam powered the world instead of oil.
Oh, so there wouldn't be smog.
So there wouldn't be smog.
But would
and
there
that's
still
why
be, like,
there's
a
so much
steam
moisture in the
layer?
air. No, that's what I'm
Be
saying. Like,
humid,
that's
so
why
it'd be
it would
hazy.
be. Yeah, it would be very.
It would be cloudy.
sticky.
Oh, so that's why it's always cloudy. So it could always be cloudy.
Wait, hold on. Did you say Cyberpunk is steampunk?
Uh-oh.
I guess so.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
No.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
No, steampunk is steampunk. Cyberpunk's its own thing.
How would you describe cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk.
It's run by the internet.
Cyberpunk is
Why
technology.
isn't the world run by the internet?
It
I mean,
is.
it is.
I mean, but so many people don't have it that it's like it's not necessarily run. It's
The
just
government gives away internet phones.
Don't they have their own internet though?
The government?
Yeah. Don't they
Does
have
it
like
matter?
the
It's not
internet
China,
5?
dude. Restrictions.
You ever think about that though too? Is like with the internet just being a thing, all it is that we're just all connected. It's not a thing. It's just
If you think
it's
about
just
it,
a network.
we're more far apart now than we were because of social
Whoa,
media.
man.
Bro.
You're the first person to ever say that, I think.
Yeah, that's why.
Do you think that's why we can't have connection with people?
I'm actually I like to think that comedians are actually like philosophers.
Oh, we definitely are. I would say. I shouldn't say we are.
More so than the average person.
They are. I'm not.
Okay.
I don't think I am either.
Yeah.
So like I think a punk series is what technology rules that society. So like steampunk means steam technology ruled that society, but it's like Victorian era. There's diesel punk where like trains are running on diesel and it's just black smoke.
I've never seen Diesel Punk.
Diesel punk
I've
is
never
like
seen any
that's
of this shit.
watch out. Keep an eye out for diesel punk. That's coming. And then cyberpunk is if technology ruled everything.
No,
So-
it's
and our society.
frost punk.
That is a thing.
I know it is.
Frostpunk is, I mean, I guess it's like, what if it was cold everywhere? And then like, what if cold ruled society?
Then the Night King wins.
We'd have like big jackets.
I hate this whole concept.
But what does the cover of this game look like? Why
It's a
did you-
picture of the guy and he has like LED lights in his jacket and it's just a yellow background. And I thought it was a joke, but like it looks really like not done.
I mean, they haven't announced it yet, technically,
no, they have.
right?
They have announced it as the cover, and it's a picture of the
Oh.
guy in a jacket, and it's just yellow, flat yellow. There's nothing else besides him in a yellow background.
That's the standard edition. If you want the deluxe edition that has a better cover, it's going to be $20 extra.
If you get the Punk edition,
Yeah.
it comes in a metal tin with LEDs inside that turn on and off.
Okay, I'd do that. I don't even want the game. I just want that.
And a QR code that you scan on the inside of the front cover that it's augmented reality map.
Dude.
I think Heavy Rain was kind of cyberpunk.
I don't know what Heavy Rain
Did you play
is.
Heavy Rain? It's
No.
a PS only game.
It's a PS4. Yeah.
Is it?
I never
You-
played it.
you didn't play it?
I'm familiar with it.
Because there's one character.
My
and
budget restricts me from playing a lot of
Like,
games.
Yeah.
You play as 4
That's why we need
characters,
Gamefly.
and they're all in
Gamefly,
like
hit us up.
the 90s, but one character has these sunglasses that let him like see like augmented reality, and like that's what you use to solve crimes, and like you trace like DNA scans and
I
stuff
love
with it.
That's like Batman detective shit.
Yeah, and then like you also play as like the kid's dad
Oh,
who like has a drinking problem.
nice.
And then like you play as a fat reporter, but then like there's that guy and he has to take pills in order to maintain the effects that the virtual reality has on him. And they never like really explain anything beyond that point.
Okay, I'm not going to play it then. I was just
Never
about
mind.
to say I was going to play it, but now I'm not.
Sounded
No,
dope.
no, play it. No, it's good.
Nope.
God.
You ruined it.
No, it's good. I mean,
This is why we don't have guests. They just shit on everything we want to
Yeah.
do. Now.
I
I want to
played
play
the
it. It's mediocre, but have at it.
That's basically what we did with Edith Finch last episode.
That's true. Edith Finch was fun.
It's fun.
Sort of.
But it's not a long game, so at
No.
least it's not.
that's a YouTube game when you guys are
yeah,
talking
you can. Yeah, YouTube. That.
I would
That's fine.
I would definitely
I get
just
that.
watch that and then
Or
skip.
play it on the plane or something. You got
Yeah.
a couple hours to kill. Yeah, why not?
I don't know why you have your PlayStation on the plane, but
Remote play, bro.
that's true. If
Yeah.
you got that
If-
Wi-Fi connection.
And now you're hating on the technology, and Mr. Stadia is going to rule the world.
Stadia,
Fuck you.
dude.
Fuck you.
Can we talk about that? Because they came out, they announced, there's probably the biggest announcement that's happened.
I didn't want to bring it up, but I knew we
I know,
had to.
because you're wrong about it. So.
Stadia?
You don't know?
What's that?
Oh,
Ooh.
George.
No, you tell him.
No, you tell
I'm
him.
going to pepper it with hate. All right, so Google seems to think that they have the infrastructure to support a streaming gaming platform.
Streaming only.
Yeah, streaming only.
Think
And-
like Netflix, sort of,
They've been
for video games.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been hearing someone wants to try that.
They've been wanting to try it
think
for
a
a
lot of
solid
people want to.
15 years.
Dude.
And
you're such a
so Google's like, we got it. I guess they just released pre-order, right? For
Is it-
Stadia.
pre-order? Or
You
did
can
they just-
pre-order a streaming service.
Well, it's going to be, it's like a developer's test. It's an open source developer's test, basically. It's it's
$130.
Yeah.
A month?
No.
No,
just
this
for,
package.
this comes with the controller. Should we look it up to be clear?
I mean, I think it comes with the controller, it comes with a Chromecast, and it comes with like 3 months,
It comes
I believe.
with a special Chromecast too. It's not like a normal one.
Yeah. It's not like you're getting a Fire Stick with like you can Chromecast. It's like it's a Stadia Chromecast essentially, and you also get 3 months of subscription to the service. But just like Google Fiber, there's a lot of hardware that you need if you want to run it. You know, you're familiar with PC gaming, and
Yeah.
Google's like, we got it. So Mr.
They
William
do
Henderson
got it,
is
dude.
excited for it.
They
and
have
I'm like,
buildings of servers ready for the
Yeah,
shit.
if anyone can do it, it's Google.
Thank you. God damn. And it's $10 a month, and you can it's like I'm not really sure how they're gonna do it yet. They seem to be kind of teetering back and forth on whether it's kind of like a Netflix where it's just like here's a selection of games, or whether it's like here's a subscription, here's some free games that come with that too. But if you want certain games, you're
Premium.
gonna have to buy them.
It's gonna do this thing they all do, where at first it's like cheap and like some of it'll be free, and then it just becomes more and more premium only.
Yeah, once they start to be able to compete with like PlayStation and Xbox.
yeah, once they
probably,
get the infrastructure, and they're definitely going to do
Here's
that.
No, once they convince people that it's going to work like it's going to.
What I would do is you play the ads like in between like loading screens. You just replace those with ads.
That's very Black Mirror of you.
Well, that's what I would do if I was a Heartless.
That makes sense as well.
And also, like, how is that worse than just staring at a black screen with like a circle? And you know, like when you're playing Red Dead and the loading screens are like 40 seconds, I would be more entertained by watching an ad.
The same ad 90 times?
Well, you can have the skip button that like also the skip button is getting longer and longer in duration.
It
before
really
you can-
is. I don't like it. But yeah, so you're fucking.
They said 35 megabits, bytes, I don't know which one per second,
Is that
will
good?
get you. It's pretty fast.
I think when it comes to data, it's megabits. When it comes
Okay.
to information, it's
Bytes?
megabytes.
I thought it had.
believe
I thought
so.
they were different sizes.
I mean,
Isn't
I feel like
no,
a bit is like 10 bytes.
I thought
or
a
something
bit
like that.
is singular and a byte is the plural of bit.
Maybe.
bytes?
So you have bytes, and then
'Cause you
I
wouldn't-
have
you
one
wouldn't-
megabit.
have
of
You wouldn't
that.
say megabits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I don't even know.
We're just bar talking this
Yep,
right now.
we don't.
But-
This
bro-
could
I'm
all
gonna
be
bro
fine.
science.
We're all just slightly wrong on this topic. Piece it together.
What was I? What was it?
30. You were reading us the specs on what 35.
No. Oh, that will get you to stream at 4K 60 frames per second. I don't even have a 4K TV, so I only need realistically to stream at most 1080p.
Yeah, no, I need 240. Fuck it.
Something I-
yeah.
It's like, and even 720, you can still run. You can still play a game at 720.
On PC, you can change like the FPS of a game like as you play it, and I just kept lowering it, and I can't tell the difference between 60 and 30. I would play it and just have the thing scroll down as I played, and it played exactly the same.
Okay, so it comes with a controller, obviously, and then it comes with the Google Chromecast Ultra.
Ultra.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. But
That means they
better.
can sell you that one more, and the one lower, like the one level below it, for $20 more than they are now.
Mhm.
That's what that is, and it's probably got a metal
But
case.
that's $130, but also that's including the 3 months. So take $30 off of that. What for the controller? $50. So like,
which is standard controller price.
Yeah, realistically, like it's a great deal. Like you're basically,
which is why I'm worried about it, because it sounds really good.
No, I just think they need people on board, and I think Google doesn't need to make a ton of money with this. They know that if they can get people on board, they might not make a bunch of money right off the bat, but if they can get people to steadily come on and use their platform, they have the ability to make way more money in the future. And I think they're smart enough to see that.
Because $10 a month, if you buy 2 games a year, you've at least broken even.
Yeah, and even like with PlayStation, how much are you paying a month for PS Plus?
If you do it by the 17th, $30 apparently, 30 or 40
So,
bucks.
but like per month, but that's like for a year for the special. But like normally it's like $14.99 a month.
I don't know. I buy the specials only.
Anyway, so
Yes.
yeah, it's cheaper than PS Plus and Xbox, I'm sure. So I think it's
for
great.
for a paperweight though. I mean, let's think.
I mean,
Bro.
if they just have it to where like the single player games are the basic, and if you want to play online,
you can
then
play
it's premium.
You can play on your TV through your Chromecast. You can play on your tablet. You can play on your laptop. You can play on your phone. Any device that has a screen you can play on with the controller.
I do want to play on my phone, like on public transportation with the controller.
That's
I want
gonna
the
kill
controller.
your phone battery.
But they did
though.
say
I
that
mean,
the cellular data you can't play that yet on there yet. So
I guess that's also got to be just an infrastructure thing. It's like, how do you maintain steady connection when you keep jumping cell towers?
well, that plus it's like, do we want to put this stress on AT&T? Run our 4K 60 frames per second games?
that's how the steampunk world starts. The grid just crashes. It's
Because of
Google's
Google
fault.
Stadia. Nah, I think it's gonna be good, man. I think $130 is like, I was telling George the other day, I almost feel like it'd be silly to not get it for that price.
I think you're a Google shill.
Well, if you're
Part of the marketing.
if the new generation of consoles is going to come out, it's like you're going to have to spend another $600 in like a year or two just to keep playing your games.
And I will too do that.
I don't see the
but
problem.
Also,
That's called a lifestyle, okay?
the controllers come in 3 different colors: white, black, and wasabi. Because Japan, you know,
they had to do it.
it's like a blue, like a light blue. It's kind of weird.
It's blue. Wasabi is green.
It's like a teal.
That's seafoam.
If you say, okay, dude.
Let me see.
It's sea foam. Oh shit! It's the one on the.
Oh,
right.
yeah. What? That's real wasabi, like authentic wasabi is not like that super green color that you'd expect. It's like it's a pale paste, and it also tastes different. It's sweet. And
You're telling me
savory.
the stuff I get when I go to Trader Joe's and buy sushi isn't like indicative of.
Bad news,
It's
George.
not.
Google Stadia is not available in Hawaii.
Oh,
There's a lot of things not available in Hawaii. That's why I left.
The McRib.
We have the McRib.
George is like, I gotta go.
You're gonna tell a bunch of Samoans that you can't get a McRib. That's a bad decision.
That's fair.
They're gonna storm your
And
thing.
they're like, that's fine. I'll make my own.
Wait, it's just not available. Like it's still available in Alaska.
I didn't say Alaska. I just said Hawaii and Guam.
Guam. Why would it be available?
There's somebody in Guam going, fuck!
I
Just gotta move to California.
And then they're like, well, maybe if I move to Hawaii, fuck!
That's definitely an infrastructure thing. The first time I saw like the land, because they had to lay down a fucking wire from continent to Hawaii at some point, and it's gigantic. Like it's you laid down a 10 anaconda wide thing that goes from the continental United States to Hawaii, and that's why it's like you can't get information across that quick enough.
That's crazy.
So,
But you could still play like games out there, like online.
yeah, technology works that way, but you're not going to be able to like. Google's essentially going to be pumping out, terabytes of information per second.
And that has to go through the cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a better way to do that.
The Founders Edition bundle comes with a special night blue controller.
Ooh.
So
That's-
if you pre-order it, you'll get the.
If you pre-order it, you get a blue remote instead of the other 3 colors.
You can buy the other ones they were $69.99. You can buy extra ones.
Is that all it comes with? Is just a different color remote?
Yeah, plus the 3 months.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And what I had it here.
The Chromecast Ultra.
Chromecast Ultra, a founder's badge, whatever the fuck that is, a buddy pass, and a Stadia name. Which
I forgot to mention Google's sponsoring the buddy system. So
that's funny. But yeah, I don't know what that really means.
is there like a premium? If you want this, we'll ask you if you want it. Like a super pro.
I mean, they're
version,
not
or...
gonna list it.
That's fair.
They're just gonna send them out.
A Firefest version. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's too much hype, and it's a problem. They're gonna run into infrastructure problems, and then you have a $60.
Here we go.
Wait.
Recommended minimum for connection: 10 megabytes per second. You have 10 meg. I have 10 megabytes per second.
20 minutes at a time.
Yeah, but any game I play, it doesn't matter. If I'm playing online, I'm gonna get kicked regardless. So what does it matter?
Is there a game lineup yet? Because the only person I know that they're working with is that lady from Ubisoft who did like Assassin's Creed and stuff.
This is just showing up on like their page, like their just main page. So this is gonna be like the big ones. Like most of the games that are already available: Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein, Destiny 2, Grid, Baldur's Gate 3, Metro Exodus, Final Fantasy 15, Rage 2, Tomb Raider Trilogy, The Division 2, Samurai Showdown.
Second.
All right. Just a lot of all that shit. Mortal Kombat 3, they're gonna have everything. Elder Scrolls Online, like you're gonna have what you want.
I don't want any of those.
Dude,
games.
You don't want Metro Exodus?
You're such a fuck.
I just want to play it.
I fucking hate
Get Metro Exodus is a
Dude,
good
look
one.
at that box of games that I have that I need to play. I can't spend any more money on this.
Well, that's because you go on Red Dead Redemption Online and you go hunting
It's a job.
geese. You spent an hour trying to find like 2 geese to skin, and then you got off, and that was all you did.
Yeah, don't tell people what I do when I turn the PlayStation off. Jesus, I even have to put Post-its over the camera.
There is like the Stadia Pro is the $9.99 a month. This is the subscription part. That you get discounts on select games, additional free games released regularly.
Nice.
And then there is a base version that's free, but you don't get those free games and you don't get the discounts. So you're probably saving you're spending $10, but if you save a little bit on games, at least $10 on games.
True, but then they give you games like Edith Finch.
Whatever. Satisfied. It's a good game.
It was a good. Look, I shouldn't say I'm excited for Stadia. I'm anxious to see what they have in store and what they can manage to make work. I don't think it'll be as game changing as they're saying it's going to be, but it's another cool thing that I think
Not immediately.
I think it's going to be fun if it can work. It's just going to have more people playing games. And
I'm going to come over here and play on my iPad while we're recording.
That's how LAN parties are going to be now. If this is the way it's going to be, it's just going to be everyone bringing their own thing and hanging out, which is cool. That was always my favorite thing to do. Is like go to my friend's house, bring our consoles, and hook it up over a non-hooked up adapter or a router.
Yeah, I used to do that with, like World of Warcraft.
That was so fun.
Just chill.
There was I took an A+ certification course in high school, and one day out of the 4 days of the class, we would just sit and play CS 1.6 in a giant LAN party in a map that was basically that wing of the school. So we all knew where everything was.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was a little weird, but very fun. That was my intro into like gaming, but I didn't really play online until later. So
yeah,
but I was like, oh, I see the appeal, and so I if it can work. Just more people playing games. There's no detriment to that, but
it's gonna, like I said,
it's not gonna work.
10 megabytes per second you're running. Then it's set at 720p. So it's like it's not. I mean, it's not high def, but you can play.
But real transfer rate is what is that? On any given day, because that's variable on its own. You can get anything from 2 to 7 late at night, and if you want 10 for recommended,
well, Google Stadia is not for plebs. Okay, so if you want to play, you gotta have money.
And I don't like that. I don't have money. Not right now.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Well,
I'm
you
gonna
have
be
to have
famous next week. So
good connection, good router, good everything.
Well, this might have to be Stadia home ground for the Gameboiz to get a real taste.
Can we buy one and write it off for the buddy system?
Probably. We'll try it out. But yeah, so that's how I feel about Stadia. Now you're clued in. What's the next piece of news that you're throwing out?
Do you have? So we just kind of went off together arguing. Do you have opinions on the Stadia? Do you have any thoughts?
I already have a PC, and I have no desire to try anything different.
All right, but what about it as like, just objectively?
I mean, if like I entered the gaming world like on a clean slate and I was like, oh, I want to try gaming,
and you have money and resources, you don't have to worry about it.
And I had that as an option, I'd probably pick that. If you're telling me I can just plug it into my TV instead of like having this console around.
Yeah.
Online only though would probably be a thing where, because I don't really play multiplayer games.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why anything that's like, oh, it's gonna be online only. It's like, I'm not playing with anyone.
Yeah.
Let me play the game I bought.
But if you're on Google Stadia, you're going to be playing online anyway. So it's like...
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot more people at Starbucks.
I guess.
Every time I go to the Starbucks over there, there's just some guy who's playing like WoW.
Dude, I've tried to like play again, and like the connection's never good enough at Starbucks. I don't understand how people.
And it's only going to get worse when you got people streaming like Red Dead.
Yeah. Well, that's why. But. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, my opinion is I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing.
That's fair. It's boring. I understand.
He doesn't have friends. Not his fault he doesn't play multiplayer games.
That's a great joke, George.
Next piece of news,
okay.
Jimmy?
Jesus
I got... All right, so I found... Okay, so the Game of Thrones thing, right?
Oh, boy.
You call it a thing? You're being disrespectful.
I didn't watch the show, but I've heard some...
Okay.
I've heard some awful things. I've heard some amazing things, and now my coworkers are very upset.
Your coworkers are dumb.
At the ending of Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch it, but...
I don't know. I mean, I just don't know what people wanted.
Well, because the thing is, the author of the books stopped writing it like 2 seasons ago.
Now, whose fault is that? That fat fuck. He needs to get off his ass and
write
his fucking books.
Well, because he just announced that he's been working with the creators of Dark Souls, because like a couple years ago, they were like, we want to make a game like Game of Thrones, and it turns out that was them announcing they're making a Dark...
Is it a Game of Thrones game?
It's going to be based on like how that works.
Cool.
Because what I've noticed in Sekiro is it's a lot of, like, they actually have dialogue options, and they have, like, story paths to take, which Dark Souls didn't really have. It was always just yes or no. So, like, my theory is Sekiro was their way of, like, testing how to, like, diverge a bit from the Dark Souls formula and start having more narrative options.
Make it a little more political.
Yeah, and then the reason that he hasn't been working on Game of Thrones is it actually takes a long time to make a video game.
Oh, fuck.
So he's just been doing that.
Interesting.
No excuse, though.
I agree.
Because
when you have a whole TV series where it's like, dude.
Yeah. they're like season 4. They're like, all right, man, what else you got? Oh no. Well, fuck.
Hodor dies. So.
Can you give me more time, dude? We'll give you a whole season. Okay. Can you give me a little more time? We'll wait a year and a half before releasing the next season. How much more time do you need?
And they're like, he's like, okay. Here's how it's gonna end. Okay.
And then when they get their ending, what did he say? He was like, "Yeah, but we're gonna go that way differently." Like, I think he was Sekiroing them. He was testing an ending, and it's like,
he had the TV show test like the stories for him, and then they had Sekiro test gameplay.
We actually got the alternate ending.
Yeah, Martin's been probably just camped on the Game of Thrones subreddit looking for good endings. Just hang on, let's see what they come up with, because the fans know what the fuck is out.
There was a director that like he said that's his system is he makes like vague like mystery plot lines, and then he looks up forums and he goes, that's a good one. And then he's like, you nailed it, this guy, he guessed it right.
That's hilarious.
He guessed it before I got on the job. He totally guessed my ending. They brought me in mid-season. So, all right. I don't know. Does Game of Thrones need a game? I'm good with everything else they're giving us to chew on with that.
Yeah, as long as it's not a Telltale game. Anytime I see a Telltale game, I'm like, get the fuck out of my face.
I don't even like YouTubing those.
Yeah?
Because
I wonder, just watch the show.
Just watching like the button prompts where it's like move it to the left, and then he doesn't, and he still goes to the left.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Like you can't fail this game, and not in a like it's like Beyond Two Souls and stuff. Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm.
That's like the director said. I think if the character dies, that's a failure on the developer's part. So what happens is your character just has infinite health, and you legitimately can't fail because it's narrative based.
Right.
So like there's one level where she's being like shot at, and the guy playing just like stands there, and then people keep going go to like make you think you have to, but then they just start walking out while being shot at, and the character goes, "Oh, almost got me that time."
Yeah, that sounds like a participation trophy of a game.
Yeah, it's a money grab.
But at the same time, I'm not okay when you have to earn the gameplay like Capcom games. It's too hard. I like entry, easy, like, all right, maybe I die, but most likely I don't. That's my favorite kind of narrative.
But it's set up to make sure that you're going to live for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty easy.
And then you can change the difficulty later. Play Spider-Man on Legendary or something.
Did you play Heavy, or no, what was it, The Last of Us?
I did not.
I watched somebody play it. Like, my roommate played through it, and I watched him.
Yeah,
It's good.
Did you see how they announced the sequel?
Mm-mm.
It's just like
The second to the Last of Us.
The female main character just makes out with a girl, and then they're like, "The Last of Us 2," and that's the trailer.
They should have called it The Next to Last of Us.
Solid copy, William Henderson. That's how they ended. What was the other Avatar movie?
They ended Legend of Korra.
Yeah, like that. They just had her walk, like they held hands, and you're like, all right,
They had nothing in common.
that's kind of a stretch.
Well, they were saying like, oh, it was an unwritten rule at. It starts with whatever that company's called.
I don't know.
Nick Studios. That they were like, oh, you can't have lesbian couples, and they're like, did you guys ask? And then they asked like the board of directors, like, oh yeah, that'll probably get views. That's fine. So like, I guess we'll do it. And then that was just like, there's a lot of fan art, a lot of erotic fan art of Korra and this girl. We should just do that. And then they did that with Adventure Time too. And then in the actual series, they don't actually, like fan art never actually shows how characters are. It's just like these vaguely similar people. And then Adventure Time also ends with a lesbian relationship that came out of nowhere. Because I
don't like that fans try to back shit up though. Like they'll go like, in hindsight, like it was set up from the beginning, and it's like, no, it wasn't. Like now you are just reaching. And
like
that's what we did with Game of Thrones.
half the plot of
that's
Korra,
because they had used 6 episodes to close out a season, and it was poorly timed, and nothing was explained. There was left too much to the viewer to think about and chew on. You tell me your story. It's not shaking. It's just Parkinson's, and
It's coffee.
It's fucking good coffee. But no, like it's your story to tell the story, not our job to tell it
Fill
for
in the
you.
blanks.
Yeah. So,
But
it's
then
lazy.
people wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah, they would. He's still talking.
I mean,
about
it's totally like a way of like, did you hear how it ended? Lesbians make out.
It's lazy.
But like, what else we got?
Okay. Did you guys play Dead Space?
No.
Yes, Dead Space 3, though. I should say.
You play the worst game in every series.
Okay.
Dead Space 2 is the best one, but it's about like it's in the future. But you play as like a futuristic car mechanic basically, but by that standards you need a spacesuit, and the technology to fix cars is like it can turn into a weapon.
Makes sense.
And your mechanic suit.
Yeah,
is
you can do that with a nail gun now, so that makes sense.
Well, your main weapon is a futuristic nail gun. Like it's called a plasma cutter, but they use it to like weld metal plates together, and then you like take the safety off it and you turn it into a gun. There's only like one gun in the game.
But you can upgrade that gun, right?
Yeah, and then the third one wasn't that scary, but I still liked it. But now these people are making a new game called Negative Atmosphere, which is just Dead Space.
Sounds like, well, okay, if it's just Dead Space, why is it called Negative Atmosphere?
Well, because it's not the same company. It's a different company that I assume was like, we want Dead Space when it was scary, so they made their own scary Dead Space. And like the movements are the same. When you stomp on an enemy, your guy like swears, which is a fun part of it because your guy will go like, "You motherfucker!" if you stomp enough times. and then he just screams a lot, which I think is scarier.
So they basically, for the title, just picked synonyms.
Yeah, it was like I think they could get sued. Like, it's so on the nose that this is just a Dead Space game we wanted.
Huh.
Solid. I like it. It's not technically stealing, cool. But
Intellectual property.
no, they were more intellectual about it. That's a better name too for because I saw the original Dead Spaces and like I get it. It's dead. Like that one almost seems
It's
too
dead. It's in space.
Yeah, that one seems
I don't
like
need to see anymore.
everyone needs to understand. Like negative atmosphere is vague enough where it's like it's more like of that anticipation.
Well, the
horror.
thing
Is this a gravity game?
Well, not only are like the words synonyms, but the meaning of those words is the same because Dead Space means there's no atmosphere. So they chose like negative atmosphere. Like Dead Space means no atmosphere, and they named their series essentially No Atmosphere.
I'm sure there's plenty of games that do that we're not even realizing.
Name 2.
I said I'm sure there
Oh.
are. Not that there absolutely are, because it's a B movie thing. That's not a new idea.
It's like those mobile game ads you see on YouTube that are like Call of War, and then it's just tanks that you like fire at each other.
Or they always
World
have
War of Craft. What are you trying?
Craft of War.
You almost got me there. The logos, the icons are what gets me, dude. They'll be very similar to like,
So many viruses I've downloaded because like, is that a new Dragon Ball Z game? No, it's Fighter's Glory or something. Like.
Dragon Fall Z. You just misread.
And it's an RTS. It's not even remotely close to what I want.
Turn-based RTS.
Negative atmosphere. Is it all platforms or is this?
I mean,
Google Stadia, bitch.
Stadia exclusive?
Yeah.
That's the way to go though. To
Yeah.
get these developers that want to make something their own. It's like you get them to make it exclusive.
Yeah,
now,
I agree.
I feel like that's what Netflix was doing. They were looking for a bunch of people doing projects. It's like, can we have it? Here's
Yeah.
money, and they're like, "Yup,
We'll help you.
yeah, forever."
that's
So,
because the controversy on PC now is like there's Steam and now there's the Epic Store games. And what Epic Store is doing is they pay the developers of Metro Exodus like millions of dollars to only sell their game with them. And then
Yeah,
and
that
people
makes
are,
sense.
I'm like, well, I'll just download that store and I'll buy the game off
Why
that.
can't you have both?
But that's this entire controversy is people are like, we shouldn't have to, it's not fair.
You
It's-
bitch ass
It's like-
motherfuckers. dude.
those are the
These-
fuckers that want to play that
These
trophy.
fucking nerds. Make your own goddamn program that
I ha-
combines them both. Fuck you, dude. If you're
I-
not happy with it, change it.
Like if I want something at Target and they don't have it, I'll go to Walmart. And there's no sense of like, don't you dare go to Walmart.
Yeah, no.
I have no brand loyalty.
It's so weird. Yeah, I agree.
But people are like, we're like, they were sending death threats to the makers of Metro Exodus, and so it's just buy the game.
I think games will be better that way too, because now they have a budget and a large budget.
Yeah.
And they have a reason to like keep working on this game and probably update it even after it comes out.
Yeah.
Whereas like if they're doing it themselves, it's just like rush, get it done as cheaply as possible, put it out, and then try to
Like-
reap the benefits.
Because that's essentially what console exclusives are, is like either a company's bought out and they'll fund a game because we need games on release, so you're gonna make a game for us.
Yeah, be like Naughty Dog
Yeah.
for Sony.
Or they're just like, we made a game and Xbox is gonna pay us like a couple million up front to only sell it with them, so we're gonna do that. And
And think about like, as far as like the coding part, like you know how much time was cut out if you only have to make for one console.
Yep.
Like,
It's how much better the game can be.
do you think that there's a program that takes code from one console and they're just like, here's what it is, I want it to convert to like Xbox, and then it's just like, zzz? Do you think that's a thing, or do you think they have to go through and like rewrite?
well, yeah,
the
that's another reason why they're so open to like working with one, like once they're bought out, that's like, that's like you've made it, you get bought out by a specific developer, because now it's like, we know exactly how to use this technology, we don't have to adjust it.
this hardware
We
with this
know-
software. Yeah,
Like, did you guys hear about Anthem?
yeah.
Like, someone did like a full-on expose on like what happened with this game, because it's like, it was, they were given 6 years to make it, but then they're like, really, they did it in 6 months, and because like all the demos they showed was nothing, that was cutscenes they made, and they were like, we didn't even know we were gonna have jetpacks in it, and we've been working, and the developer that owns us is making us use technology we don't even know how to use. So they take months to try to figure out how to make flying work.
Wow.
And then they're like, we like, it's all stitched together, and because other developers then use that program too. So now they got to deal with what other developers use with this system that the company is making them use.
Damn. Just like protocols that they use.
Yeah. And then what happens is like some guy spends like 2 years designing enemies, and then the manager in charge goes, yeah, never mind.
We're not even going to use those.
Like, have you been you've been working, and then your boss tells you to go do something, and he tells you to go do something else, and you're like, but I'm not done with this.
Mm-hmm.
It's that, but you spent 2 years of your life doing that.
God. At least you're still getting a salary.
Yeah.
know?
You hope. You don't know what contract he signed.
That's true. That's true.
Well, and that's another is they have high turnover rates because they're like, oh, you're going to work here for like 20 hours. And then when they hire a new person, they're like, I have no idea how to use this technology. So then he takes a year to figure it out, and then he's like, you know what, fuck this job, I'm out. And now there's like, you've got like 6 people that barely know how to use this thing they don't even really know how to use. And then people just keep coming in, trying to figure it out, and then leaving. And then Anthem came out.
It shouldn't have.
It shouldn't have. Same thing with like Fallout 76.
The developer said he knew like it wouldn't be well received.
Yeah, that came out. There was something that came out like over the last few days where it was like Bethesda knew it wasn't ready when they released it, and it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? How can you do that to people? That like some people pay like $90 for like the special edition. It's
That's
like,
probably a contract thing at that point too, though. The studio
They're
signs
giving-
something with developers, and they're like, "We need it by this day." You said, "It's like, all right, dude."
Yeah, what happened with Anthem was like the company was like, we need a game to come out before the fiscal quarter is over so we can show better
always
money.
about money,
and they were like,
dude.
we need like 2 more years on this game.
Wow.
And like, just release what you have, people pay for it.
Yeah.
And then
It's always exclusive games are always so much better. Like, dude, God of War, Uncharted, the Uncharted games. There's like, I don't know, there's some like flow about them where it's just like, oh, this is clearly made for this console.
it runs, but it
just runs better. Yeah, it's weird.
It's better. Well, it's like more thought out.
Yeah, and yeah, they didn't have to take the extra time and resources to convert it to all these other platforms.
Because like the downside, if a game like for like smaller developers making a PC game, it always comes out like a year later.
Yeah,
because they got to figure out like, and also people just steal. If you put it on PC, people are just going to download it online.
right.
So
I never thought about that.
Yeah, like there's developers like, why would we put this game up when like 90% of you guys are going to steal it? And then when it goes on Steam, it's going to be on sale, and so we take in 30%. They take 30% of the profits, and then you're putting it on sale for $15.
Right.
And it's going to take us a year to make this be available on PC.
Yeah, they're gonna come out with Red Dead eventually on PC, but I don't think they're rushing.
No, and I don't think they should. Like, that's if everyone did that, and everyone is doing that. If everyone stopped though, trying to make those general games, like stop making like Call of Duties and Assassin's Creed. Not that they're not good games, but there's a standard that's been like created already. That like do that. Like the tide will rise with everyone. All you have are good games,
Yeah.
and we don't have to waste our time on stupid shit like Anthem and like false promises.
Right.
So, because Spider-Man really did blow my mind, because it was really the first exclusive game I played for the PlayStation 4. I was like, oh shit, like this is what,
It was great.
when you have one singular focus, you're going to pump out some gold, as long as your focus is correct.
That's why I'm pumped to play God of War.
You going to pick that up?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
We can do share play. Or I'll just log in and do what Cody does and watch you play it.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Well, the only 2 games that make me want to get a PlayStation 4 are the new God of War and Bloodborne, which I played, and that's one of the best games I ever played.
And you want to play it again?
Yeah.
See, I'm not that kind of person.
Well, I don't like you. Like once you play a game, you're just done.
For the most part, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's true. But I want to replay Red Dead Story.
Yeah, I want to do that.
So, I don't want to replay Kingdom Hearts.
I don't know.
Kingdom Hearts really broke your heart.
It did.
Well, like I wouldn't replay Spider-Man. I wouldn't replay the Batman games.
What game
Like,
have
I've
you?
done
Have
it.
you like? Are you like? I love this game. I've played it like 4 times.
I've played Skyrim twice.
Do you reread books?
I've reread the Harry Potter books.
Really?
Yeah.
So you'll reread Harry Potter, but you won't like.
Yeah, well, those are great pieces of literature. So.
I'm not dissing it. I just.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Games are a lot more. Plus, there's always like other games that I'm like, I should be playing this game.
Oh.
You know.
I've already played this. There's something else out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll play this when the power's out or something, and I only can, or when the internet's out.
Down. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you playing today? Fucking Skyrim.
I can't believe Skyrim wasn't online. It was like this would have been so cool, like with other people.
Well, someone made a mod to make it online.
Oh, really? For PC?
Yeah. Like they did
That's
that for
fun.
New Vegas and stuff. Again, I don't want to play with other people.
I mean, that was the the pull for Fallout 76. Is like, here's like a Fallout multiplayer.
And
Like-
you know, as a kid playing Fallout, you're like, oh, if only we could play this with each other.
Yeah.
And then they make it, and you're
And
like,
then-
oh.
Are we done here?
Yeah, I
I'm
think so.
tired.
Unless you have anything else for us to chew on.
It was
that?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's D&D, bruh.
I don't know anything about the series, but the trailer has me really interested.
Oh, that means it's going to be garbage.
Is it? I don't know. Like, is Baldur's Gate like a Diablo type?
I know nothing about the game. I think
Cool.
it's.
Thanks,
I think
Jimmy.
it was made by Bethesda or
That's
something
why you're
like
in the
that.
street team.
I'm trying to think who works with
BioWare.
D&D or who works with Wizards of the Coast on their video games. I can't think of it right now.
Hmm.
They have like a specific developer though.
Oh,
I think it's THQ. Nordic?
that might be THQ Nordic is remaking Destroy All Humans and SpongeBob.
Okay, that's what I got it confused.
I think
don't know
that's
the other company.
their
Yeah.
thing is they remake old games now.
Yeah, well, they had a time when they were popular, and they're like, I mean, we're still a company, so like, so we'll just make old games. We have no good ideas anymore. Anyway, I gotta pee, so can we?
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sitting in on our street time, Cody Dekker. Check us out at the Buddy System CO on Instagram. Hit us up on Twitter, Gameboiz Podcast, and Twitch, and all that good shit. We'll see you guys next time. We got E3 coming up, so a lot of content coming out. Stay tuned. We'll talk to you later. Bye.